Well, I cannot figure out to save my life what everybody's so excited about. It just seems like there's some kind of energy in the air. Good morning, Rhonda Hubbard. Good morning, Trish and Jackie, Lisa. Hey, Rachel Smart. I don't know who all's on here. Y'all just say hello. Tell us good morning. I want you to do one thing. I want you to wake everybody up this morning. Facebook needs to know you're awake and we're excited. I see, look at what Rhonda's doing. She's leading by example. What you want to do is anybody that you want to kick off October and make this month amazing. They may not be able to join us right now, but you know what? There'll be a point in time in the next 24 hours, 48 hours that they can go to Facebook and watch this video. What happens on Facebook stays on Facebook. This is also being broadcast on YouTube, and we'll have those recordings for you in a YouTube link soon. But we are going to hone in on, right now, we're going to hone in on what do we need to do to start this month? And there's no apology for redundancy because we're going to talk about our new product. No, that is not a misspelled word, whoever is saying that. It's supposed to be G-U-T, not G-E-T. Let's gut started. How many of you got your gut started with Super Biome this morning? It's our amazing new product, and it's what we're going to talk about. It's, you know, we are in the middle of programming our brains to have a rhythm. And sometimes something comes in and gets interjected in the middle of our rhythm, and we have to take advantage of it. Sometimes they're bad things that happen. Sometimes they're negative. Sometimes there's an IT thing that doesn't work, or sometimes there's an event that you can't go to because you've got a crisis going on and you have to make adjustments to your rhythm. Sometimes this, like a stork delivers a new baby, sometimes there's a gift that we need to add to our rhythm that causes it to explode. And that's what I feel like. I mean, I got excited in Indy. I would love for anybody on here that was in Indy. I want one major takeaway. I want you to give me what was your number one. I know you love Super Biome. You could say one thing about Super Biome. You could say your number one takeaway from Travis's message, from Skylar on stage, from Gina. What just hit you that like inspired you because you were in Indy and hearing it live? So people that are on here today that weren't there with us live, they'll be able to catch your vibes. How many of you were on that amazing call last night? What recharged your battery from that call last night? Because we're going to make this month, we're going to take our normal process, but we're going to supercharge it, okay? So for those of you that are listening for the first time, here's what we do every single month, okay? We do this every month. We go in, good morning, Melinda. Good morning, Lisa. Every month we go in and we assess where we are. I want you guys on a coaching call. I want you to coach and be coached. So by the 3rd or 4th of every month, it's so cool that October 1st, the first Monday's on the 1st. So we got a full 31 days until we got to put our costumes on and celebrate what an amazing month it was. And eat our gummies, not the Snickers and all the trash that comes in the baskets. Although if you want to, balance is okay. A sneak cheat will be okay as you celebrate what an amazing month we have. But we're going to start this month off. I want you to have a coaching call. I want you to coach and be coached, just like Paul, Timothy, and Silas. Paul mentored Timothy. Timothy was the one that Paul poured into, and Barnabas was Paul's running mate that he walked side by side with to go build the church that's still growing and building today, 2,000 years ago. That was a plan he put in place. So every one of you needs a mentor, and you need people you're mentoring. And yet that's how you kick the month off. You have someone you're accountable to, and you bring your goals and plans to the table, and you all come up with a strategy to make them happen. And how do you make your goals and plans big? You make your goals and plans big because your goals are not just your goals. Your goals are made up of your team's smaller goals. That's how you have a big goal and it becomes achievable. So that's what our rhythm is. That's what we're talking about. But we can't ignore the elephant in the room today. I mean, look at what information has been shared with us. So I want you to do those calls. I want you to be ready and equipped to have an amazing month. But as this gift was dropped on us, Super Biome by Juice Plus is its name. There's a picture of it right there on the right. You'll see some more in a minute. And by the way, Boards is being updated constantly with new stuff, new videos, new details. I'll have some of that here, but make sure you're on Boards. And Hope, if you want to drop a a link in here, or Rhonda, if anybody wants to drop a link in the chat for somebody who's not on boards, that has not joined the Juice Plus Company board, somebody drop that link in the chat so people that are finding out for the first time can make sure they're on that board. But just look at some of these statistics. We're joining an industry that's projected to grow from 51 billion to 68 billion by 2030. Now that may, that's industries that are that big grow slower. This industry is that big and it's growing fast. That's 8% growth every year. That's a lot in an industry that's that big. When industries become that big, they grow slow, but this industry is still exploding and at its infancy. Searches for gut health and people that are going online knowing they have problems with their gut and they need to solve it has tripled in the last 5 years. And an imbalance in your microbiome, I didn't even know this word exists, dysbiosis, is when your biome is off. It's an imbalanced. And they're linked, the imbalance of our gut is linked to cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, inflammation. And I've even noticed, blood sugar leveling out, metabolism spikes not happening. I mean, there are things you can notice. I've been on the product for over a month, and I can tell. I actually, for you guys that don't, I mean, I had blood sugar problems like crazy after I had COVID and steroids for 18 days in the hospital. And so I got over all that, but I love watching what I eat and how it affects me. So I pay from like the Levels company, the KC Means. I get one of these little glucose monitors, and I can see how things that I eat, what it does in spike, and this has leveled that out. It's been amazing. So new studies are also indicating that if we maintain our gut health, it could be essential for longevity. Think about it. We're getting the fruits and vegetables we need in our body. And now that we get those in our body, we're procuring and creating the right gut to maintain all of that. So I'm filling you up because I'm excited, and I want you to be excited with me. We're gonna get to a process here. I just want to make sure everybody on here is educated with what we have so far. Our new Super Biome product. Don't you love the color? It's got the greens and the yellows, and I'll show you another picture that has some more color in it in a minute, I think. But it's 2 steps. It's a prebiotic and a probiotic. And I have been studying this in the last month. I've had ChatGPT. I've had updates every day. I've consulted different doctors, PhDs, MDs, online, offline, to learn. And prebiotics plus probiotics create this postbiotic in our bodies. And it's the 2-step process. You're going to find a lot of people that say they take a probiotic, but as you get more and more educated, it can't survive unless you feed it. Most probiotics, they're being thrown into an environment where they starve to death, or they never make it to where they need to be because the stomach acid destroys it. I mean, even our probiotic, not only is it amazing what's in it, the capsule is coated so that it resists stomach acid so that it gets to where it needs to be. There are things that make us unique. I want you to study this. I want you to learn this. I want you to get on boards. It's not complicated. It all makes sense, but then maybe it's just some new words for you: probiotic, prebiotic, postbiotic. I mean, I've learned short chain fatty acids, or what's the postbiotic is, that makes things like butyrate, which helps us regulate blood sugar metabolism. How about naturally producing GLP-1 in your body? I mean, that's the buzz out there. I mean, could maybe people not get the shot? Who knows? But if you can naturally produce it, why do you need to get a synthetic version? Okay? So the gut can do so much. Controls 70% of your immune system cells live there. Pretty amazing. So there's Q&A on boards. I'm not going to go into all this on here. I mean, what's the difference in this and other probiotics? And we've got 9 different strains, the right strains, just like we've got 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries, the right ones. It's not just the same ones over and over again. The variety does make a difference. The variety of the probiotic you're getting and the strains makes a difference. I know a lot of people are mixing it in with their shake. Yes, you can to put it together. As far as we know, it's food, so there are not any side effects that we know of, that I've heard anybody mention any side effects. And just one tip here: if you get one of the original boxes, it says not for kids. That was that's like on every label of everything. This product is totally safe for kids, and the next version of the box won't say that. I know that was like, I don't, you can call it a typo or just a something that was overlooked, but it is fine for kids. They're doing a lot of things with this product, including it being a part of creating volume for our destination success, the Punta Cana trip. You're going to want to look at that. There are ways you can earn points and things you can boost your business along by using this to create that momentum. But yeah, I'm putting all these slides here because I want you to get on boards. And I'm not going to change screens, but I want you to right now, if you are not every day have on your home screen the boards app where you can go there, plug into the Juice Plus board. That's the one that's most important. You may have team boards and Campbell team and Make a Life team and all different kind of boards that you're plugged into for various reasons. But if you're on boards and you're only on one board, you want to be on the company's Juice Plus on the go board. And did somebody post that in the chat? Let's see, I don't even know if anybody did or not yet. If it's not, if it didn't get posted, somebody post how to get on the Juice Plus board in the chat. It's really important because this is where all this new information is going to come at you, okay? Videos, PDFs, things you can share, and maybe we can do a special training, but you can add the board's keyboard to your phone so that whether you're texting, Facebook messaging, WhatsApping, emailing, whatever you're doing, you can just click a button at the bottom, that little globe. It pulls up boards, the boards app right in the text field where you're trying to type, and you have the access to everything Juice Plus that you can send to anybody. Boom, just like that. It's absolutely amazing, but you need to master it. In one of my missions, how many of you are using Chat GPT or AI for anything? Anybody? Oh, there. Hope just put the boards link in there. There you go. If you're not using Chat GPT or AI, I would encourage you to do so. It's an amazing tool that you can use. But here's my thing: with boards, AI, all these resources we have, you have people that you love and that love you because you're in a business that puts relationships over transactions. Make a commitment that you're going to commit to being an entrepreneur and building a business where you put relationships over transactions. Your conversations will go well. Oh, Melinda's on TikTok. I got to get on TikTok, I guess. Hope, get me on TikTok. Hope, I know Hope hooked up with Chelsea at the conference. Whole nother story, but I think we all need to be on TikTok. I think our current administration is going to make sure it's safe. And I was a little leery about what China might be doing with that data, but I think it's good. I'm getting on TikTok. Hope we're going to do it today. I don't know what that means, Melinda. I don't know what AI has you doing on TikTok, but I guess it's safe. But anyway, my point is relationships over transactions. And how do you do that? Well, whether it's boards or it's AI, let's just put technology in a category and say technology wants you to be transactional. The person looking you in the eyes that trusts you, that will give you a hug and would be there in the ditch to do life with you, they want you to be relational. So how do you do that? Well, you decide right now that you're going to make technology your slave, that you're not going to let it overtake your world and make you its slave. Because we're at a turning point in our culture right now where technology is, you watch these movies like The Matrix and stuff, and I'm not concerned about technology taking over the world. But what I am worried about is technology taking over our ability to have the human-to-human relationships that we need to have, that God designed. That's the only thing we're going to take into eternity. You're not taking a pile of money in your casket and do any good, and you're not going to take your new computer or your iPhone to the grave with you that's going to do you any good. What's going to do you good is the relationships you've built and made sure that they're going to be there with you in eternity, okay? So let's make a commitment that we're going to make business decisions that are relational, not transactional. We're going to master and make technology our slave and not let us become its slave. And one of the ways you can do that is finding out what's available, learning it, harnessing it so that you have the power of it behind you, that it's not dragging you. And that's what boards is. And you need to get on boards, okay? That was a long thing. I got on my soapbox, but that's important to me right now. We just finished a training, if you haven't heard it, I did a training on the impact of small events. And it really focuses in on what Wendy talks about a lot, and that is um, there are more kitchen tables than there are Sheratons. Just talking about how you schedule small events that have huge impact. That, the Indy conference was huge, but how many people had a watch party to watch our call last night? How many of you are going to grab a group of people and have them come over and watch the podcast I did with Dr. Sachs? There's so much content to grab some drinks, some a fruit and veggie tray, or make smoothies for everybody. Or if they look like they're going to sleep, just do a double illuminate for everybody and wake them up. One will wake you up, two will get you going. Carrie Daigle says four will make you vibrate. I don't know. I haven't tried four yet, but I have tried two, and two will get you going good. But that's a training you can plug into. That QR code will get you there. It's on our YouTube channel. And if you'll just, I am not into promoting, what's the right word? I'm not trying to monetize or create this revenue on YouTube. I'm using YouTube as a platform to help us to be able to coach. I can't coach everybody one-on-one on the phone, but I can create content and teach principles to coach you guys and help you create a rhythm. And if you want to go to the YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/makealife, or you can go to makealife.com/YouTube. The only reason I say subscribe is it'll just remind you when I put new stuff out there, and you'll be able to find it easy. So you might want to do that. Now, I've thought of so many words this month, and Trey and I love to have fun. Trey Bowden's amazing. I want you guys to get to know him, and I'll tell you about what he and I do together on a podcast in a minute. But I've thought about trust your gut, bust your gut, gut check. What are you doing to take care of your second brain? And Trey and I were talking. He said, let's see what AI can do. Like, bust your gut. It's like a pumpkin blowing up, just like it's going to, boom, it's going to explode. We've got to learn to, at some point in time, it's not just about the slow and easy normal pace. Sometimes it's just time to bust a gut. Sometimes it is the right moment to say, this is dropped into my hands, this opportunity. I think of, if you've ever, I've written, is it back there behind? Yeah, there's a book back there behind me. You can see it, that little yellow book. It's called Make a Life. But the whole principle of that book is sometimes a Kairos moment happens. Sometimes something happens that makes you need to make an alteration in your life. Something happens and it's like, boom, it breaks the normal timeline. It's like, this was a normal day. I was going to drop my kids off at school, go work out, come home, do some things around the house, set up a couple Zoom calls, grab lunch with a friend, drop off some super biome samples at the post office, be home in time for carpool, whatever. But no, something happens, and it just changes the routine. It drops in on your normal timeline, and it makes a difference. And those are called Kairos moments, because Kairos is the word that means the opportune moment. That's a little bit different from Chronos, the word for time that's just normal time ticking along. And one of the struggles that we have as entrepreneurs, that's a phone right there. It's kind of a weird angle to tell exactly what it is. If you can't tell on the screen, that's a phone, a modern day phone, not a flip phone. So if you have a flip phone, you may not know what that is. If you still have a phone that has a dial on it, you may not know what that is. But it's a phone. And why do you think I put that there? And why are we talking about Kairos so much? What do you find holds people back is my question. Why, with everything that's going on right now, why would people not just be all out massive action? And they should be, and I want to tell you why. I find that people are scared of rejection. People don't want to get a no. They don't want to have to explain. Maybe there's a little bit of laziness because they know they'll have to do follow up. But we could make this list of things that people will give you as an excuse as to why they won't pick up the phone and call somebody. I know people in my daughter's generation, they think that the tongue is used for licking your lips and eating only. It's not used for speaking. And so they work their thumb muscles. That this generation, the tongue is normally pound for pound, size for size, the most powerful, strongest muscle in the body. But we have a generation that is changing that anatomical effect. They don't use their tongue for anything but eating. And they think communication is to be done with thumbs, but it's not. And the people that are succeeding in our business, they're on Zoom, they're on the phone, they're actually using their tongue, their eyes, their body language to communicate. Those that are hiding behind their keyboard are drastically failing, and they're the ones that the humans in their life are treating them like a transaction. To me, using your thumbs to connect with people is making a statement that I'd rather be transactional than relational. So that doesn't mean you can't TikTok and social media and text. And texting is great for information. It's not good for building a relationship. I mean, every one of you like me, I know you've gotten in, maybe there was an important text conversation going on and it's like it was intense. And the person you were trying to tell something, you were just trying to express how you felt about something. But when you put it in writing, it sounded like you were coming across with a sledgehammer and you were just trying to have a conversation. But the fact that you couldn't say it and them hear it and that you just like issued the information to them, it felt strong. Passion, like, hey, there's Rhonda's passion cannot be heard in a text, you know. I mean, how would you see all the glitter and brightness that Rhonda brings into people's life in a text message? There probably is an emoji for that, Rhonda, but don't let me distract you. Keep sharing your sparkles. So here's my thought here. This slide is here for a reason. You have a reason now for the phone not to be so heavy. It shouldn't feel like a barbell when you pick it up. I mean, I made a zillion calls yesterday. Got 3 new customers. I've got 6 more that I think are in the hopper. But I told somebody yesterday, I said, I had forgotten how fun this business was. Literally, when you feel like you're dealing with what's the right word? You're dealing with oh, problems and IT stuff and all the things that we've dealt with, and they were real, but I wasn't like on a mission with something so exciting that the little things that just they were little things again. And so booming business, booming. Sent out 2,000 text messages through Project Broadcast yesterday. I mean, just it was amazing. So you have a reason right now to pick up the phone and call people. And let me just tell you a little bit. Like yesterday, I called somebody and I didn't want them to feel like I was selling them. Do any of you all, is the phone feel heavy to some of you because you don't want the person on the other end to feel like you're in sales mode? Okay. So I called somebody yesterday and I said, I have no idea if you're going to be interested in this. I said, I know you told me you looked great last time I saw you. You said you'd lost some weight. You were taking one of those shots and you were really wondering how long you had to be on it. Did you have to be on it forever? And I said, I just thought of you. I said, I've learned a lot. I said, the research is not out yet. It's being done, but we know a few things that I thought would just make you want to try this. But if not, I know you'll know somebody who is. And I said, if we can get your microbiome right and your postbiotics right, your body can naturally produce GLP-1. That's a fact. That's not a research we need to do on this specific product. It's a fact. When you have a healthy microbiome and you've got the right peptides that are created as postbiotics, your body naturally produces GLP-1. And I know you told me, you were like, can I get off this once I've lost the weight I want to lose or whatever? So I was thinking about you. That was one category of person I called. And I said, I don't know, but it made me think about you, and I'm so excited about this. I was going to send you a video. Would you like to try it? So, don't put pressure on people. Just let them know you're thinking about them. Brand new product, research is coming, but here's what I know. And just start telling the truth and talking to them. Another perspective here on what we have is you and I, this is God's business. We can't make a wave. To make the creation of a wave took a lot. That wave was building. There were things going on underneath the surface that made that wave happen. Travis, Gina, Skylar, Dr. Hitesh, Dr. Sook, all these people have been working underneath, and they've created a wave, but you have to take advantage of the momentum, of the moment and the momentum. The moment of the wave creates momentum. Now, there's parts of that wave I don't want to be in. I can tell you, when I attempted to surf in Maui with my son, who at the time was probably, maybe he was 12 or 13. But we were so excited about going to Maui, taking a surf lesson. And the day before, we decided we were going to before our lesson, we were going to rent us a surfboard, and we were going to go out and just, play around and give it a shot. Neither one of us had ever surfed. I mean, ever. We had, what do you call the little, when you were body surfing, we had the little boards so we could body surf at the beach on the East Coast off of Georgia. So we're like, okay, we're going to rent a board. We're going to go out there. And it was hotter than Hades. And when it's hotter than Hades, you don't wear a shirt in the water. It's like, unless you're sunburned to death, you don't wear a shirt around here in Georgia if you're going to go get in the pool or the ocean or whatever, the lake. And we get our boards. We're walking out there. You're trying to get out to the right spot where you can where the waves are breaking. And everybody's got on freaking long sleeve shirts. And Trey and I are like, Dad, why did people got on these shirts? It's so hot. So we're trying to do, you get on the board and you paddle out there, you're swimming out there. And about the third or fourth trip in, we get out of the water, and Trey and I, like, from our chest, our nipples, to be honest, were just bloody because the surface of that surfboard had like sandpaper on it, so you didn't slip on your feet. And the reason everybody had a shirt on is the thing would rub you raw if you were out there pedaling trying to get to the right spot. So we were doing the wrong thing, but there were mighty waves out there. We didn't know how to take advantage of them. We didn't know what we were doing, but you've got to ride the wave. And my mom used to say, when you go to the beach, if you're an entrepreneur, Shakespeare said it this way: there is a tide in the lives of men. There's a tide. When the waves come into the fullest point, these big waves are bringing in the full tide. There's a tide in the lives of men when taken at its fullest, great fortunes doth produce. So are you ready to ride the big wave and take advantage of high tide? There are lessons you have to learn. We never got to take our surf lesson because we were too sore and our chest was so raw the next day, we gave up. But I don't want you to give up. I want you to ride the wave and get the momentum and take advantage of that. So we have to take advantage of the wave. All right. Now, what are your options? Well, you can sit back and watch the waves and admire others. You can get in the water and kind of tinker around with it, do what we did, make some mistakes, or you can commit to the ride. You can commit to ride the wave and let its power and force take your business to a place where it's never been before. But it's your choice. There may be new things for you to learn. I didn't know what a prebiotic was 4 weeks ago. I didn't know that pre plus pro equal post. I didn't know those things. I knew I wanted to watch and how important regulating blood sugar was, and metabolism is so important today, and there's so much insulin resistance because of the crap we've eaten, and we've got to clean all those gateways and cellular membranes so that the things can pass in and pass out and they can be right. And that's all. Now I know it's the gut starts all that. The happy drug, serotonin, it's made in your gut. That's why some of these products are not only, there's a satiation and a happy feeling, you're not hungry, but they're also processing your sugars and metabolisms, and you're healthier. You're losing weight. You're not eating as much. But your body, I didn't know that 4 weeks ago. I do now. So commit to a little bit of education, reading. The company's going to make it simple. Get on that board. You can find all of it. This is something that's really, really good on boards. And I went ahead and made a QR code for you. Wait, I skipped something. Sorry. I'll give you that QR code in just a minute. So here's first step. So we made a decision. We're going to commit to the ride. Okay. You're going to do number 3 on there. But first of all, I want each and every one of you, I want you to be able to sell this from a non-hypocritical perspective. I want you to benefit. I mean, your body's going to feel better. Your gut's going to feel better. Your immune system's going to be stronger. The serotonin production in your body, that's God's happy fuel that wakes you up, is going to be present in your body. Your blood sugar regulation, your metabolism, your skin health, all those things are going to be better. So order it yourself. Go get on the 4-month auto subscription. It's the best price, $87.50 for both products. That's the first checkbox you need to check. Even if you bought some in Indy, use that as samples. I'm using everything I bought in Indy. We got 10 boxes. Use it as samples. And go ahead and get yourself and your family on the auto ship. Because if you're going to tell somebody else to do it, and you can say, let me tell you what I did. It's so much easier to get somebody else to order when you can say, let me tell you what I did. This is the best price. This is what you should do. So first of all, get an order yourself going. Second, I want you to get your team up to speed. I want you to get them to plug in, get them all on boards, do a Zoom call and look at boards together. Get on Project Broadcast and text them the link to that board. Send them. I'll show you the recording of the podcast I did with Dr. Sachs. It really was amazing. She's amazing. And it had nothing to do with me. I just got to interview her. And I played 62-year-old grandpa who wants to be healthy and thrive and work out every day and own a global business and do the things that I'm doing. I got to ask her questions. Just me being a dad and being in this business, I got to ask her questions. It was so good, so good. So you could, if your team watched that video, I think they'd be up to speed. And then I want you to prioritize your prospect list. Who are you sending samples to? Who are you calling and saying you need to order? Sending a boards link to? Who do you need to get on a 3-way phone call? Find somebody in your upline or one of our doctors that's been on the product for 4 weeks and buzz them and say, hey, would you get on a 3-way phone call and help this person of mine understand this product? There's plenty of people that'll help you do that, okay? I want you to do those things. And here's some best practices to do that prioritizing, okay? You can give out samples and write thank you notes to your faithful long-term existing customers. Man, send them a text message or, the best thing to do is the snail. Write them a note. We get so much electronic mail. Try a relational instead of a transactional communication and actually write them a note and send it to them with a sample. Think about texting them a video instead of just text. What if you sent someone a video and said, hey, you won't believe this. I just got back from a conference and I've learned something that I think was as big a breakthrough as when I first found out how much I needed fruits and vegetables. So text them, send them a sample. And then tap into the trend and commit to a plan on social media. There's things you can text. There are people you can follow. But don't be shy. When you're excited, it's the best time to share because your energy is contagious, okay? All right, here's where we were a minute ago. These are the partner talking points, and these are really good. They thought through this. It's on the Juice Plus on the go board under What's Hot under Super Biome. But if you scan that QR code, it'll take you right there to that partner talking points. It's really good to help you increase your knowledge because what we talked about a minute ago. Place your order. You want to get your team up to speed, and the best way for you to get your team up to speed and ordering. See that little in the parentheses? You want to get them to do what you did. You order. How do you get somebody to place an order? You do it first and tell them what you did. If you're trying to get them to get on the auto ship and all you did was pick up a box at conference, why didn't you get me a box at conference that was cheaper? No, those are just samples. I'll send you some. I've already placed my order. You need to order yours too. But how do you get your team up to speed? Well, you get educated. This is a great way to get educated, okay? Now, can I for me, this is going to feel like I'm being very self-promoting, but I'm actually not. I really just want you to use this tool, okay? I spend thousands of dollars a month trying to make a YouTube channel and create content to help you. And if I help you, I help me. I mean, that's how this business works, okay? But I want you to utilize what I'm spending amazing amounts of money to pull off for you. There's no charge, it's free, okay? I don't want to self promote, but there is this podcast that I did. It's on YouTube. The QR code will give you the link. Save it in your phone. It is an amazing tool to educate your team. If you sent that to a prospect and said, hey, my friend Kurt does a podcast and he just interviewed this amazing functional medicine doctor. Dr. Tamara Sachs. And she explains why, in addition to flooding your body with fruits and vegetables, one of the best things we can possibly do is to build a healthy microbiome. Would you listen to that podcast? And by the way, that's the video. You grab that QR code tomorrow. It may be by the end of the day today. So you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. And anytime I do something new, whatever I'm paying Trey and the whole team to put out content-wise, you'll know about it. And then I would really like for you to subscribe to the podcast, because I know if y'all are busy like me, you're in the car, you're exercising, you're doing something where your hands are tied up. Everything we're doing on our podcast, there's also an audio-only version of it. In addition to what's on YouTube and Facebook, there's an audio-only version of my interview with Dr. Tamara Sachs and all of our podcast episodes. If you want to go subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcast, the easiest way to find it, you can search under my name or Life It's What You Make It. But if you'll just go to makealife.com/podcast, there's a link there where you can subscribe to the audio version of the podcast. And there are a lot of people in your life that may not have the moment to sit down and watch a video, but most of them can throw an audio podcast on while they're driving in the car, exercising, or something, okay? So you can get either one of those versions there. Now, this is coming up, and I just recorded a little short and reel to promote this for you guys. But we're having our 4th of 5 live events for our Best Year Ever program we're doing this year. Some of you have been heavily involved. Some of you have bopped in and out. It's okay. But no matter where you are, our goal is for us to have on December 31st to look backwards and say, this was good. We made major strides. We've accomplished a lot. In October, November, if I'm a hunter, our property's right next where we hunt deer is right next to farms. They're all over the place. And October, November is when you see the dryness coming and the farmers are harvesting. And I wanted to focus October on us making sure that this 4th quarter of this year is the full harvest that we desire to bring in. What do we want to bring into our bushels and our baskets and our barrels and our family and our bank accounts? What does that need to look like? So October, we're going to focus on the harvest. What do you have to do to have the harvest you want to have? So our Best Year Ever is going to be on October the 15th. Lots more details coming, some amazing speakers. And but just getting back from conference, I don't have those details on a slide for you yet, but I will very soon. But you can save that date and you can sign up and register if you want to get a reminder at makealife.com/BYE 2025. Okay. And Hope, you might want to just, let me see if I can do this. Will it let me? No, I can't. No, I cannot copy that. But you can paste that Zoom link or that website in the chat if you want to, Hope. Okay. All right. One more thing. I mean, I'm excited about this. I am not going to take my foot off the pedal, guys. My pedal's down to the metal. This Friday, it's our once a month. I do a live power hour. We're going to do it at 11 a.m. this Friday, and it's going to be all about Superbiome. We're going to spend an hour building our business, sharing the Superbiome, focusing on that, and just get ready. Take an hour of your time. Let's focus on that together. We'll do that Friday. Makealife.com/power hour. Excuse me. All these things. There is nothing I'm showing with you that directly is a profit center for me. I'm paying out the wazoo to do all this stuff for you guys. But what I want you to know is they're tools. You have to use them. Everybody in your business, you included, needs to plan your week and not just let your week happen. Some of you may be good at that. Every Monday morning, if you want it, you don't have to get it, but if you want it, I will send you a text that will serve as a light poke with a cattle prod to remind you. It doesn't hurt. Just if your phone's on vibrate, it might tingle you a little bit. But it's going to be a text every Monday morning. To get on that list, you just text "wake up" to that number. And it's just going to be an inspirational thought to motivate you to say, you know what? I don't want to accept what the world's going to throw at my week. I want to make this week look like what I want it to look like. Okay? So if you want to do it, fine. If you don't, fine. It's not going to be like some kind of political text messaging thing. It's just a reminder. And we do this on Monday morning because I don't want to interrupt your weekend. But in all honesty, if you want to make sure you sleep better one night of the week, I can make this 100% guarantee promise to you. If before you go to bed on Sunday night, you plan your week out, and when you go to bed, you're not worrying about what's going to happen on Monday, what's going to happen on Tuesday. Is this going to happen on Friday? Sounds silly, but your subconscious does worry about what's not planned. I promise you, it's scientifically proven 100%. If you'll plan your week out on Sunday before you go to bed, you will sleep better on Sunday night, guaranteed, every time. Kylie just put the phone number in, so just text the word "wake up" to that phone number. Okay? All right. Here's what's left in October for events. The 15th is special training we talked about. This Friday, the 3rd, is our power hour, and our Finish Strong closeout the month will be on the 22nd if you want those dates. And that's all I have. I'm sorry. I try to do this in 30 minutes. I went a little bit over, but thanks for joining us today. And on Friday in the power hour, there's a Zoom number for that for a reason. If you're here, it'll be broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. But if you join via Zoom, it's interactive, and I do Q&A. So if you have a question or something you want to ask, if you join us via Zoom, and I can pull that back up. If you join via Zoom, whoa, I thought there was a Zoom number on there before, Hope. Wasn't there a Zoom number at the bottom? That's crazy. Anyway, if you join via Zoom, then you'll be able to, let's see. I know there was a Zoom number on here. I'm going to, let's see. Nope, I guess not. Anyway, I thought there was a Zoom number on there. But you can go to Power Hour, and it'll give you the Zoom number. Makealife.com/power hour. You can ask questions on Friday, okay? Be blessed. Thanks for joining us. Have an awesome day, and make sure your auto ship orders in, and then go tell everybody on your team to go do the same thing, because Super Biome is amazing, but you have to experience it. Talk to you later.